Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 13th day of summer today, and that brings us to our cooking festival. I never did an update video in between our festivals because there hasn't really been a whole lot going on, and there hasn't even been a week in between our two festivals. I've pretty much just been playing. I've been looking after my trees, my crops, my animals, and I've been gathering up stuff on the various islands and just doing my regular sort of routine stuff. You can see that the crops are coming along nicely. I should have tomatoes and corn finally starting to come in within the next few days. And we have our pumpkins that are slowly but surely growing into their next stage of development. So hopefully those will be in as well. And then I've replanted my onions for I think the third time this season. And I also decided to plant one more plot of those as well. Now that we have our fancy new seed maker. And then off screen, I also purchased from Gannon the flour mill. So in the last video, I believe, after our chicken festival, we purchased the thresher because the sprites were doing some enchanting for us, and we were able to get this at a bit of a discount at Gannon's using adamantite. And then I was kind of humming and hawing, and I wasn't sure what else I was going to buy while the sprites were still enchanting, but I decided that even though it's expensive, it's probably not a bad idea just to get the thresher and the flour mill at the same time, because I still have quite a bit of money. It's a lot lower than it was. You can see I've spent a lot of money this season, but it's not like money is gonna do anything for me if it's sitting there and I'm not using it. So those are now in here, and our maker shed is really looking very, very good. I will probably be picking another time to demonstrate how to use these machines. But we will be using our rice and other things that we can grow as well. And I have saved some rice from our last harvest last year. So I will at some point make some time to talk a little bit about those machines and do a bit of an example on how to use them. The animals are all doing well. There's been no complaints there. It has still been totally sunny out, so I've been able to leave all of them outside. And the orchard has been doing very good as well. So I've been getting peaches every couple of days, bananas every couple of days. You can see that these orange trees are starting to make a comeback, and they're this is actually, I think, the second or third stage they've already reached. And unfortunately, grape trees take so much water and so much sunshine, so that grape tree's a little bit behind. But I haven't killed anything else yet, so knock on wood that trend continues. And now that it is 10 o'clock, we should go over to Meadow Island because the cooking festival is going to require us to first go and speak to Pierre so that we know what our theme is going to be, what category we need to cook from, and then we're going to be brought back to our house to do said cooking. So I'm gonna just talk to everybody here. And I'm hoping that we will be able to make something good enough to enter. I know last year, I do believe we were making something in the soup/drink category. So this year, what's the theme gonna be? It's gonna be appetizers. Which seems okay to me because luckily for us, the appetizer category is a really big one. There's actually a lot of stuff to choose from. And we have a decent amount of recipes obtained in the appetizer category. There's still a lot of stuff that I'm missing, but as you can see, as I scroll down, there is actually quite a bit that's also been unlocked. So I've been trying to make an effort to unlock more recipes. Obviously, the further we go down here, these are kind of the more rare type of stuff. There's obviously a lot of stuff here that I haven't unlocked, probably because I don't have the required item, but yeah, there is a lot here to pick from. And if we remember back to the previous year's cooking festival, basically, Pierre is going to judge your dish based upon how much stamina that it recovers. So any dish that you enter, you'll want to add things to it. You'll want to make alterations to the recipe in order to add a few things, and adding a few things will probably increase the dish's quality depending on what ingredients you're using, but it will also increase the dish's stamina. Now, the stamina of a dish isn't stated anywhere here, so your best resource is going to be the internet. The best thing to do is to look up a list of dishes and to see what the stamina recovery is, and based upon that, and if there's any additions that you can throw into the dish, that is going to sort of be your baseline of what you want to go off of. So we do have a few possibles here that we could use, but we are actually going to cook the very first thing on our list, which is the steamed turnip, because all we're going to be adding to this is mushrooms. And that's it. We have tons of mushrooms. So this requires a turnip, a medium fish, and an egg. So I'm going to go right to my fridge, and I have also put away an S quality egg, which I'm going to replace my B quality egg with, just to give the dish a little bit more quality. I think all of my fish, my medium fish, are A quality anyways, and I'm also stuck with the turnips that I have as well. So after we have our 3 base ingredients, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a mushroom cluster, and then we're also going to add a regular mushroom to that as well. So that's pretty simple. And I don't think this is a very complicated dish to make, even if you have a relatively low cooking level, if you haven't been practicing your cooking. So this is a good option if you're cooking in this category. And all of these things, I would say with the exception of the medium fish, if you're not taking the time to fish, are also easy to get a hold of. So I'm gonna overwrite the recipe as well, because I could probably make a few of these for myself to have some additional stamina recovery for mining and anything else that I need it for. And that is it. That's what we're gonna be entering into the festival. So it's an A quality dish. It's got pretty high quality and freshness there, you can see, and we increase the amount of stamina that this dish recovers by adding the stuff that we did to it. And this is obviously a fantastic festival to fish at as well, I should add, because you can cook some stuff at the beginning of the day, bring it with you when you go to get the theme from Pierre, you know, fish for a while, and then when you're bored or you're tired of that, get the theme from Pierre, get teleported back to your house, and then when you're cooking for the festival, you know, you can cook some additional food to put into your rucksack to eat and to be able to recover a bit of energy to do more fishing. Which again, that's something I'm gonna do off screen. Figured I would come and see the animals here on Animal Island and get the stuff from the ducks. Now, I didn't get a very good payload today. This is pretty lousy in comparison, but what I'm noticing now is I'm getting almost guaranteed at least one medium or one large fish pretty much every single time that I come now if I've hired the ducks. And that's a really good thing, because remember that we might be able to enter a fish that the ducks have brought up for us for our fishing competition that's also taking part in the summer season later on in the month. So I'll ask them to go and get some more fish for us. And then let's just go and submit our dish to Pierre. I think everybody has different dialogue the second time around, which is kind of interesting, I think. I don't know why, but I find character dialogue in these games to be really interesting, and I've noticed it in this game that the dialogue is pretty detailed, and there's a lot of different unique lines that all of the different characters say, so sometimes I like to talk to them all just to see what they will tell me. But anyways, you want to hold the dish above your head as if you were going to give it to Pierre as a present, and then speak to him, and he will take your dish for judging. And those dishes all look really good. I mean, mine looks pretty plain. It's got no color, it's just like a white mash in a bowl is kind of what it looks like. I think Charlie's got some French fries there on his plate. Yep. So French fries, a braised potato, Lana had a scone, and then we're bringing him a steamed turnip. Oh! Delicious! Just one bite and my taste buds are in heaven. Alright, well, I feel pretty good about that. I think that's kind of a dead giveaway. He didn't, say yum for any other character. And yep, indeed, we win. I was kind of worried that we wouldn't win, but again, a lot of that depends on the category. Because there are some categories where there's not a lot of stuff to pick from, or the category has a lot of really rare stuff that you need to make things, or things that are kind of just a pain in the butt. Like anything in the dessert category, for example, you need a lot of flour for, and flour at this point is something that's not really easy for us to get a hold of. So I think we just got lucky with the category. Oh, A yellow wonderful.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Oh boy, Pierre, you shouldn't have. My soul is literally weeping. How many yellow wonderfuls is that in a row? Because I have honestly lost track at this point. How many do I have in my cabinet? 4. So I have 4 that I haven't used, and I actually had a look at my tools when I got home after winning our last yellow wonderful, and if I wanted to, I could slap these on the brush and the milker and the clippers if I wanted to, but it's not overly useful to do that. And I've pretty much put a yellow wonderful everywhere else that would give me a lot of use. So I've put one on the axe, which allows me to chop down stumps. And I've got multiple ones on my hammer, which allows me to get rid of all sizes of rock. So if I get a storm and I need to get rid of some rocks on my property, I can do that with the hammer that I currently have. And then I also have one on my hoe so that I can use it in the rice paddy. So again, the game is just giving me a very hard time. The other option that I have is I could put this in my watering can, and what that would do is it would make it so I wouldn't have to charge up my watering can twice. I would only have to charge it once, and it would actually water every square for 2 points of water, but that's not useful if you don't want to give your crops 2 points of water. If you just want to do 1, then there's no way to do that when you have a yellow wonderful on if you're charging your tool. So anyways, oh my god. We have the cat festival coming up on the 18th, and I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with that because our cat doesn't even have 3 hearts yet because we haven't even gotten the sunstone from it. If I remember correctly, yeah, we've only got 2 hearts. But I also haven't been training with it at all. So I have a few days after this, of course, and so it might be worth me at least trying to get a bit of a handle on the minigame and just seeing what that looks like at the cat festival. We could probably go and attend and give it a try, but I'm not feeling very confident that we would be able to win because the mini game for the cat festival is actually quite difficult. In theory, it's really, really simple. It's almost like red light, green light, but the cat doesn't always cooperate with you, much like they don't in real life, so I guess that's kind of a fitting mini game. But anyways, on one hand, it feels nice to win the cooking festival because it is a bit of sort of luck and a little bit of skill whether or not you're able to win that. But on the other hand, I don't really feel good about winning because I can't even get excited about the prize. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I get to see this awesome prize, and then for the last 3 festivals in a row, it's like, hey, here's a yellow wonderful. So at this point, again, I've kind of sort of just been playing, and that's probably what I'm going to continue to do. We've only got 4 days in between this festival and the next, so I will play and I will keep notes on anything that is worth informing everybody about, and then we will try our hand at the cat festival, and we can definitely give it a try and see how we do. So that's it for me. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.